Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Academy Futurae.
Woo!
Huzzah!
Yeah, baby.
Didn't tell us to say hi, though. I'm kidding. It's fine.
Ready to take on all obstacles.
And all
There's
colors.
there's music being played in the background. That's totally not from a thing that they don't like. We're totally just playing it for everyone's audio on their screen, right, everyone?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
have Final Fantasy Tactics playing in the background right now. I have it on my old PlayStation 1 where it was first released, and we're using that for music.
We all bought a copy of Final Fantasy Tactics.
No,
for this.
I have an
Yes.
iPad Nano, and it's currently hooked up to my microphone, and it's playing this, so no ad revenue is being lost.
I am
God.
using YouTube Red.
Oh no, we're not doing that.
No.
Also support Square Enix.
Yes.
Yes.
Anyway, sorry. When last we left off, our intrepid adventurers / students / whatever they are now. Sorry.
You didn't curse. It's fine.
Huh?
I mean, you didn't curse in the first minute. It's cool.
Yeah. Eric. Help me out, John. What did you do last time?
Okay, where we last left off, I'm pretty sure what happened was Chiefess Chidinma and the rest of her entourage basically gave you one last sort of official goodbye before you all head out, which of course meant another bear hug for Crudez before he went along, but also she entrusted you with Alice's old spell book that they successfully made her think that they burned, and they had Francesco be the one to guard over it.
Yes, and nothing happened. I'm just looking directly at Traylon, and nothing happened.
Throws a slice of cheese at your helmet, covers your face.
Where do you keep getting these?
Prestidigitation.
So after not losing the book to his friends, Neria actually offered a faster way to get back home, which the party graciously took, as, you know, she was offering and leading, so to speak. And shenanigans with a pack of 6 different hippogriffs happened. Nimbus actually managed to feed one and get bit straight through the hand in the process.
Hurt a lot.
It did. But eventually, you guys made it back to your good old pals at the Netweaver village on your way back to the docks. And along the ways, I forget, I don't think you had a naval encounter? I forget, actually.
I think
No.
that was the spellbook shenanigans.
Yeah, about that. The spellbook shenanigans actually intensified on the way over there.
That's okay, those aren't canon.
They are
When the
named.
DM was away, we had full range to do whatever we want, because no one
We
said
were
we
here
couldn't.
the whole time.
Basically, when the DMs will play, the Grey will play.
But along that trip, Neria actually had a very pleasant conversation with Francesco, and I don't remember if it was like figured out through roles or someone else flat out Francesco, or someone flat out told Francesco. But by now, he understands that Neria might like him a bit.
Tad.
Just a tad.
Oh, so it was him. Okay.
Oh. He does not know that.
I like that that's also just a good reason in character for Kratos to be like, oh, dude, she likes you?
Wait, what?
Well, who wouldn't? I'd like to put my best foot forward, and such positive energy should be valued.
Lesbians, probably.
Lesbian, probably.
And they got time powers. But eventually, you made it back to the Academy Island. You finally successfully imprisoned Alice Penderson, as well as Nary of Moment Watcher, although that one was more willing than anything. As well as you guys finally having a conversation with the headmaster after figuring out that there is some deals made prior to everything starting.
And that a certain headmaster wasn't being 100% honest with us.
He had his reasons, but regardless...
Your reasons can suck my dick, Headmaster Carol.
But after all of that, he did give you your blessing to hold up another cultural festival, except this time he actually made a personal request, which was to make this a good old-fashioned school dance.
I was about to do that joke where it's like, you can have another culture festival. Yay! It's a school dance. Oh.
Oh.
He's gonna make Nimbus do all of it.
Yes. But Nimbus is very nervous for reasons.
And so, it has been basically decreed, although not everybody knows about it yet, but they will soon, that after your next mission is most likely when this dance is going to happen.
Yay.
But we'll get to that in this session.
Yeah.
Also, again, I think I posted it. I don't think we can remove stuff from the queue in this spot. I cannot find a remove command.
I'll work on it, but anyway.
This music, finally again.
It's time for school.
Yeah.
Hey,
So?
Ooh.
You all wake up as you normally do your morning routines, your stretches, your jogs, your morning routines.
Can I have spent my morning helping Pisacha with his stretches?
You're in different houses, so...
Fuck.
You would have to go over there, but...
Well then,
Sure.
can I go over there and stretch him out? I mean, help him stretch.
Oh.
You can knock on his door.
Everybody else can go first. I'm
Yeah.
just weak.
Traylon actually did an experiment over last night.
Yeah.
yeah.
Uh-oh.
He he proceeded to fire a couple of bolts into the wall.
Uh-huh.
Do any of them get pushed out over time?
Yeah, by the time, actually probably during like the middle of the night, he heard them like clatter to the floor.
Damn.
You better not have shot my wall.
You just hear the envelope open up for a brief moment.
Traylon, I swear to Mom.
Just open, close,
But yeah,
open, close.
these walls
I
are
can
made
say
of
that now
similar
that I know that she's a big deal. Sorry, go ahead.
Anyways, what? What did you say, Graham? Sorry.
Sorry. Just Trillian being a shit, just opening and closing the envelope to piss off Crudez. Kind of like a, it's kind of like Easy A, where she's going like, I got up. You see that movie?
Oh yeah, every time Crudez, whenever he opens up whatever this postcard is, for a brief moment you hear some sort of like old school jazzy sort of song at a very high volume for as long as he has it open.
Say, if he does keep doing this though, it does start to like degrade, like the volume doesn't get as loud, and you think you're like wearing the magic out finally.
It's running out of batteries.
You're killing the tiny watch battery that's in this greeting card.
You remember.
21st of September.
Pretty much, it turns into that. Daisy.
Anyway, that's the most of the experiment was to see if adding like if I were to like push like pins into the wall or a screwdriver or like put up my own like stuff, like eventually the mending on the wall is just gonna push it right out essentially.
Oh no, like so you can have like a rack that you want to put up. Like people have done that in their rooms. But you firing a bolt into the wall is clearly damaging it. The enchantments can tell the difference.
All right, so that'll be something for later.
Yeah. Very much so. All right. Also, just talking about this, talking about that greeting card reminded me of a Vine that I want to share with everyone.
I will watch that after the stream session.
Anyways, yeah, since you are all here at the academy, let's go to class.
For the first time in quite a while.
In a little bit, you actually haven't been to a lecture in a while.
It's been at least 2 weeks.
Yeah. You've been busy.
I just need some normalcy in my life right now. Talk my ear off, Daddy.
So, real quick, just unrelated.
Yes.
God.
Huh?
I wanted it to be Woe today.
Too bad.
Oh.
What?
He's doing the
Cosmic Omen, Wheeler Woe. It's Wheel today.
Wheel. Wheel, 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 wheel.
It's like we're saying your name in a really odd accent. Wheel.
Wheel.
Mr. Wheel, can you please help me with my homework?
Mr. Wheel, Houndy Wheel.
Mr. Wheel, Wheel.
Can you help me find these Woshawees I need? Mr. Wheel.
Can you help me figure out where I'm supposed to go for class? I found it in this brochure.
I saw your name in the paper. Can you help me?
That's kind of relevant now, considering that article.
That's why I brought it up.
Yeah. And no, I'm not sharing that because it's got my real name in it.
Mr. Wheel, Houndable, your famous paper man.
Let's go to Quayas, everyone.
Let's go to So remind me who's...
This is small tabaxi girl walking around talking like this.
Excuse me, can you show me the way to the secret warlocks class? I need to figure out how to commune with my great and powerful deity.
My patron.
My
Did I hear that right?
Yes, Nyawafotep.
God, so far. All right, let's get back on track here. Let's get back on track. Fuck.
All right.
Okay.
Alright. You all head to class and you see a lot of familiar faces. You all gather in the big auditorium that's exclusive for your house's classes. And, you know, everyone's chatting about missions they were having. Oh, what are you perceiving?
I want to see if anyone's side-eyeing me as we go in.
I mean, no more than they usually do.
Buddy, we need to get you a hobby. This paranoia can't be good for you.
One of them did it. Or multiple of them.
Dude, I'm about to do it. You kept me up all night.
No, shut the hell up. I barely kept you awake.
Listen, if you two start fighting like this, I'm going to take you both to Hugtown and squeeze the life out of you.
Yes, please. Much better than the hell I endured last night. Thank you, Nimbus.
Don't stop being such a baby.
Actually jumps right into his arms like half asleep.
What did I miss while in the tub?
You were underwater. It was all muffled. Alright, but eventually, the teacher's door does open, and Gertrude steps through, because she was the one in charge of your house for this month.
Ah, yes, the lady that doesn't know how to have fun. I'm gonna roll a stealth check.
Alright, to like butter that under your breath.
Just Gertrude, I couldn't sleep. Traylon kept me up all night.
How unfortunate.
I figured that was gonna happen, but still.
It's like, shh, I don't care.
Just Traylon sipping his morning coffee.
Alright, 22.
I mean, she didn't hear it, but she really wouldn't care either. She's heard worse.
Yeah.
Did you want to do her, John, or?
Up to you, but I'm willing to do whatever.
It's, I mean, you voiced her last time. I just want to make sure.
I feel
Alright.
like the only one who'd want to
Can
do
do.
her is Chris, but that's just me.
Anyways,
Listen, you.
I know. We're getting off track here.
Alright, so in that case, I'll take it over then.
Alright.
So, she does set herself up rather neatly as usual. Very much so, like, out of all of the three, she is by far, like, the most sort of, like, straightforward and orderly. Like, Sekviz does sort of carry himself that way, but just his general being is not exactly normal. She's the one that passes the most as just normal.
Yeah, he's the eccentric chemistry teacher who shows you all the cool shit. She's the teacher who says, "All right, everyone, shut up, sit down, and shut up. We're gonna watch this video about Reed's title of exam notes."
And then there's Ellis.
I'm your substitute teacher, and yes, Ellis did tell me that you're not allowed to listen to music while you work. No, you cannot talk to people.
oh,
This classroom is mine for 50 minutes.
So, she does get her affairs in order, and she eventually speaks up and says, "Before I begin, I must say that I do feel sorry that I didn't get to do a lot of lectures with you all. A lot of you have been on rather long missions since I took charge for the month, and that's no one's fault. It's just an unfortunate coincidence. So, if you feel as though I have been lacking, I promise I will do better in the months to come." Now, with that said, I will start by stating that there'll be another event taking the place of the usual exams or tournament-style assessments. And Nimbus, you realize immediately, oh, wait a minute. This is the dance, isn't it?
Oh no, it's even sooner. Don't do this to me.
However, she will speak up again. Nothing has been finalized yet, but you should be able to hear details soon. But, on to the lecture for today. I personally would like to talk about one thing that, well, something that's important to me, and I feel that something that should be important to the rest of the world. I would like to talk about the Wildlands. But specifically speaking, about one thing in the Wildlands that researchers have actually been able to do research on. We all know how dangerous the Wildlands are, so the fact that we're even able to put a name to this is a miracle. I would like to talk about the Vetus Arma. The Vetus Arma, as some of you are well aware, they are ancient relics of great power, preserved entirely with enormous amounts of innate magic. While their origins are unknown for the most part, their existence do offer clues towards the true identity of the Wildlands. You see, although the Vetus Arma themselves only scratch the surface of what life in the Wildlands was like, long before recorded history began, the power of these weapons do suggest that civilization in those days were quite advanced. Currently, however, there's only 3 Vetus Arma that have been identified, with only 2 of them being widely researched on. The first I'm sure you've seen plenty of times, and she actually motions towards the greatsword on her back. This is Horde Humbler. I found this early into my career, and it's been with me ever since. The second one is the Mbombo. For those of you who are from Micaiah, you would know this as the staff that the leader of the Wild Legion wielded. Crudez, you remember the stories like the palm of your hand at this point. The Babombo was essentially a staff of great druidic energy. It can basically, like, create food in an unlimited amount of times. Which, again, we don't really have flags for everything, but the flag of the Wild Legion is essentially a cornucopia, because a cornucopia was essentially what started the Wild Legion, the symbolic sort of like offering of food to one another.
Put in a
Symbolic
cornucopia.
one plenty.
God
What was
damn
that?
it. I was trying so hard not to say it, and then you're over here screaming it softly in the background.
What?
Put in a cornucopia.
Put it in the cornucopia.
Cornucopia. God damn it.
She'll speak up. And the third one, although it's never been officially confirmed to be one, it has been widely considered to be the other Gnome Vetus Arma. While it doesn't have an official name yet, it is known by many as the Chimera. And the second she does say that, you can see every single student from Farenthel sort of like pale at the name. And for those of you already in the know, you know that this is wielded by the current king of Farenthel, King Aladus. However, supposedly, there is a potential fourth Vetus Arma waiting to be rediscovered. Something that, for those of you from Kasharin, you will all know this, as it was once a symbol of you all. The Staff of the Storm King. Based on the urban legends about the staff, and how the first Storm King liberated his people from the rule of genies through just a miraculous discovery of it, as well as the mysterious circumstances to the Storm King's sudden apathy and then later disappearance, it is worth mentioning that it is at least a popular theory within wildland research circles that the staff was potentially a Vetus Arma as well. Although, the only way people will find out is if they can rediscover it, and, well, it's been hundreds of years. Before I continue, was there any questions you wish to ask?
Has there ever been attempts to recreate said artifacts?
Oh.
There are replicas, so to speak. I did offer Horde Humbler for reference to make a non-magically attuned copy of it. As for recreating the weapons, that is something I would like to talk about. While, at the end of the day, all of the Vetus Arma are, for all intents and purposes, really powerful magical items, the magic in these items themselves feel personalized, as if they were made for specific people. That is, of course, not to say that only a few people can wield these weapons properly, but the nature of the magic does make some suggestions about what these weapons were intended for back in the days of the Wildlands. But to answer your question, there are copies made for aesthetic and research purposes, but as for recreating the magic and all of that, it's widely considered to be next to impossible at the moment.
So they can match the look and some of the spell effects, but not the power behind it.
Exactly, yeah.
So like, they can make a staff that can
Look like
create food and water,
Yeah.
but it won't do as much as the Wild Legion leaders does.
Yes.
That's why I put those notes there for you all if you want to, for better reference.
So in other words, the closest anyone has ever been able to get to these type of items would be rare, not legendary.
Pretty much, yeah. If you want to scale it out of character, yeah.
Yeah, out of character, that would be the closest way to do it.
Yeah.
Would anyone else like any other questions?
I can't think of anything. I'm just stunned.
Mm-hmm.
That what? Just like that such artifacts exist, or
Yeah, the raw lore.
lore's always fun. That's why we named after a few people here. Well, one person at least.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we finally gave Lysander's father a name. But
Yeah.
that's besides the point. Last call in case anybody wants to ask anything, otherwise I will continue.
Do you know where some of the locations were focused on?
Well, the Horde Humbler here, I found by happenstance right on the southern border of where Perone would meet the Wildlands. I found it in a chance encounter. The Mabumbo, you would have to ask Lagerma's father for the details, but it's safe to say that it was also found near where the capital of the Wild Legion would be. However, the third one, the Chimera, King Elagius' sword, the details are not exactly forthcoming. Considering the person who wields it, there is very much not a way to get that sort of information from him. However, most people do speculate that the sword could have been some kind of family heirloom.
We'll have to ask the prince himself for more information on that.
Yeah.
If he's willing to, yes, but of course, do respect his wishes if he does not want to feel like talking about his father.
After class, Traylon just knocks down his door. Tell me about your father's sword.
Now I need a rendition of that meme where Lysander's just like whittling at his bow or something, or like fine-tuning one of his arrows, and then Charlin just kicks down the door like, Lysander, holy fuck!
That's what I was thinking too.
God damn it. Gray, what have you done to me?
What?
Make you laugh.
Fucking took the fucking thing that I haven't heard in years and just stuck it in my head.
Oh, are you still on about the cornucopia?
Yes.
And he
Literally always the fucking cornucopia.
I never even heard of the fucking cornucopia thing.
Just look up stuff in the cornucopia later.
Okay. Alright, if nobody else has any sort of questions for that sort of thing, then that's really all I had written down. So, for all intents and purposes, you can imagine the rest of the lecture however you wish, as we will move on.
Actually, I think I do have a question, but it might have gotten answered already.
Yeah?
Has anyone ever tried to bring all three of these relics together at once?
Or
Well...
4.
Potential 4, but yeah, anyways, go on.
Well... I've personally kept Horde Humbler with me because, well, I have a duty to do as the Knight of Perone. As well as, among other things, and I would like to believe that Lagerma's father is quite protective of his staff as well as the King of Farenthel. However, as for bringing them together, not yet. You also have to consider the possibility that there are other Verdus Arma out there that haven't been discovered yet. And considering the fact that a lot of the magic of these weapons are personalized, there is a good chance that there are more out there. As for what they are, or what their purposes are, that is for something for people in the know to find out, so to speak. I myself am not one of these researchers, but I do allow members of certain circles to look towards Horde Humbler.
Look, but don't touch.
Nimbus looks very pensive at that, and then he nods to her. Looks rather serious.
Serious.
Why so far?
Alright, well, just a quick 10-second last call here, but if not, I'll go ahead and move on.
Yeah, I think I'm good.
Does Argo have any questions?
Or,
right now.
He's in greenhouse, remember?
yeah.
Never mind.
What about Wyatt? Do you have any questions?
Well, I literally just got back from dealing with.
Oh my
Stuff.
god, did you miss everything?
We can get him catched up later.
Don't worry about it, yeah.
Alright. Alright, well, in that case, I think it's safe to say we can move on.
Ooh.
Yeah, Francesco had water in his ear.
He
So
spent
just
the
say,
whole class just shaking his head to the side.
Yeah, all it sounded to him was like
Like a penis cartoon.
Yeah. It's alright, don't worry. We'll get it caught up.
Yeah.
Good.
Alright, so,
Class
you
ends.
can go ahead and let Jesse know again what your final choices for going to tutors will be.
Yeah.
I would like Sheriff Al-Zababi. Zubi.
Sure off is fine.
Shut off.
Okay, this. I need help.
Lokiatus.
Alright.
Lokiatus.
And Crudez?
And Crudez is gonna go for Gondor this time.
And
actually.
Traylon.
Well, Traylon was originally going to go to Gondor for, I guess, more experimenting with arrows and all that. But after last night, he's gone back into full investigation manhunt mode, and he's going to go back to Bruin.
Oh god.
Okay, I can take her.
I don't want you
Alright.
to teach me shit. I want you to help me track this bastard down.
Alright, in that case, who would like to go first?
Ooh, I'll go.
Cool.
Alright then, 1 second. As I find my place and music.
Roll a D100 for us, please, Wyatt.
Alright. Oh, shit.
And also roll a D10 as well.
A D100 and a D10.
I have a very important question.
Yes?
Yeah.
The Sheriff is a fire genasi, right?
Yes.
Okay. So, now that we know certain things about him, is it inappropriate to call him a flaming homosexual?
Yes.
Hey.
Okay, sorry.
They prefer combustible.
my
I'm
God.
going to have to censor that out.
No, you don't have to censor it. He's just talking about cigarettes in
They're
England.
talking about cigarettes. England. And also old ladies that gather up bundles of sticks.
Anyways.
I'm sorry I opened this can of worms.
We can say it because we're all gay and bi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and or bi.
Literally is a split off from hag.
Alright, so, let me see here. 81 and 7. Having to go through 2 different docks.
Yeah.
Oh no. Alright, I see.
Yep.
Alright, so, okay then. So, Francesco, I believe this is the first time you've went to Shroff.
I think so.
I think so too, but might as well ask just to be safe. So naturally, being one of the newer students at the academy, despite the fact that you are now officially a sentinel, we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
You asked for directions, and you were basically instructed to go over towards the arena. As by the time you get there, you do see a sort of like turban-wearing, black, sort of like skinned, like dark black, sort of fire genasi with these very sort of like smokish sort of like facial hair towards him, and he's riding this sort of like almost like crimson-colored horse around, but he actually is with somebody else. You actually see he's actually sitting on the back part of the saddle, as in front of the saddle is a very somewhat average-looking black dragonborn who, in a way, kind of looks a little bit terrified now that he, like, has the reins. As you can see, he is kind of making the horse a bit apprehensive, and this Dragonborn is not exactly taking it well because he does not want to get bucked off.
Oh, so they're both nervous about it.
The horse and this black Dragonborn, not sure on.
Who's like behind the black dragon on the horse?
Yes.
Yeah, he's basically like behind on the saddle, to, just to personally hand guide him, so to speak.
Alright, good to be diligent, thorough. Maybe he might even need a back rub just to chill out. Maybe the horse needs a back rub.
At the rate that they're going, both of them are going to need a back rub.
He needs to mash He needs to mash LZ to calm the horse down.
Pretty much.
You're in the arena, Wyatt. It's like a
okay.
big Coliseum looking thing.
Oh, that makes way more sense. I was like, why would you? Okay.
What do you do?
Oh, let's see. I don't want to spook the horse. Oh, wait, maybe there's a scared horse and a scared dragon. Maybe there's something I can do with my abilities.
Fighting abilities.
Yeah. Emissary of the Sea, Guardian of the Depths. No, this is land. Fine style, second wind, action surge, rally cry?
You're quite literally a fish out of water.
Yeah. Well, I'm gonna try. I feel bad for that guy on the horse. He's trying so hard to be a brave man, just like his teacher. He's right behind him. It must be nerve-wracking, so I'll do a rallying cry. There we go. And I'll just hop on out. I'm in the stadium and I holler down, "Do not fear, Dragon Man. Let your heart race with fury. I hope that you can strive to ride that horse as well as you can.
Eat that horse.
Eat that horse
Wait,
with
no.
spirit."
Wait, no.
Let the confidence of your teacher behind you flow through you.
So, the second you say, "eat that horse,"
Oh, God.
both the Dragonborn and Shirov just sort of look towards your direction, they just both double take for a second. It's did we hear that right?
Metaphorically speaking.
Shirov does motion for this Dragonborn to halt the horse. It takes about a minute for him to halt the horse because even though he's, like, copying what Shiraf is doing, like how you, like, gently, like, tap your foot against the side of the horse in a certain way to let it know to stop, so to speak. It takes about a minute for this guy to get it right, and eventually the horse does come to a stop, and both men climb off the horse, with Shiraf taking the horse by the reins to walk over towards you. He goes, "Greeting, my friend. What can I help you with?" And during this whole time, you can actually see the Dragonborn sort of, like, off to, not fully off to the side, but definitely sort of, like, taking a bit of a breather. In fact, you can actually roll an insight on this Dragonborn if you want.
Insight. If he's anything like me... Oh, yes, public. Why is it asking me about whispers?
Okay, so 9, you don't need that much. You actually hear the Dragonborn's breath be a bit ragged. And at first you think, oh, well, the guy is just stressed out. Well, surely my rallying cry did something. But then you hear him sort of, like, pull his head back for a second, and you realize he's trying to, like, stifle a sneeze.
I blame you, Gray. I blame you.
Why?
Because he made me say to eat that horse like it was a nice idea.
You could have just said no.
Yeah, but I said yes because it was funny.
Shiraf will look towards you again and says, "Is there anything I can help you with?"
Yes, I was wondering if perchance you could assist me. You see, I'm trying to hone my skills as a fighter. Dull this weary blade that is my spirit that I've done on my own, but have a professional hone it, like a hammer to fire.
Roll a general charisma.
General charisma. Oh, right, that's the big numbers.
Yeah. 9. That's your lucky number tonight.
Apparently. Francesco, you watch this Genasi sort of, like, study you for a second, and for a brief moment he does sort of, like, have a bit of a smile on his face as he sort of, like, gives you a nod, and he goes, "I don't think I've ever seen one properly since I've been here. Well, maybe except one.
Fuck you!
But it seems like I finally found someone who fancies himself, how do the non-Kasharanians say it? Knightly."
Oh.
Why, thank you, sir. You've made me blush under this mighty helmet of mine. For that's everything I strive to be.
In fact, I know exactly what we could be looking for you. And he looks over towards the Black Dragonborn, and he'll say, "Bravo Morn, if you will be so kind,
Hey.
take a spot at the middle of the arena for me. And you, what is your name?"
Why, thank you for asking. My name is Francesco Bruno, Knight of the Seas that travel around Perone.
Roll another general charisma.
Alright, look at this man's ego.
Also, may I protector of the weak and innocent? Oh!
Alright, soft 20.
Nice.
So, for those of you who don't read the stuff that I type out for everybody, you would know that, well, for those of you who don't know, Shiraf essentially got his claim to fame for basically being a one-man sort of, like, mercenary bodyguard sort of thing. And the thing he is the most famous for is basically his chivalry, as well as his basically his prowess on horseback. He is actually... Basically, it's kind of a famous sight for people who know him to see him sort of like rout would-be sort of like bandits away on horseback with scimitar in hand. That's sort of like image that you could make a painting out of. And for the longest time, you know, he has, in a way, kind of toned down his personality because he, like many people at the academy, not even just students, they are not exactly home. But Francesco, just the way you answer his questions and the way you generally sort of like carry yourself, you kind of get the impression that like internally he's kind of like, finally someone who gets me.
Yeah, in another life. It's like I'm seeing myself in the mirror, underwater.
Yeah, except it's underwater. And he goes, well then, Mr. Francesco Brano of Perone, go ahead and take a spot in front of Ravamorn here.
Righto. And he jogs on over with a little bounce in his step.
As
Pardon
you...
me, good to meet you.
as
Oh, wait.
you-
I gotta shake his hand. Good to meet you, sir. My name is Francesco Brano, Knight of the Seas around Perone. It's a pleasure.
Oh, pleasure to see you too. My name is Ravamorn You see him sort of like reel back his head a little bit and then like sniff out loud as he almost sneezes right in front of you.
Ah. I see you have the ailment of allergies this season.
I didn't know. I had no idea I was allergic to horses.
Oh.
That's horsehair.
That's quite the challenge to overcome. I commend you on your efforts to overcome it.
Get thee to an apothecary and get the bottle of Zyrtec.
Ravo sort of just like looks down towards the ground and he goes, yeah, about that. I'm still looking, so to speak.
What?
Looking for
What do you
something-
mean?
Well, looking for something I'm good at.
Oh, pish posh, good sir. Why, you're in the academy of all places. Surely they must see qualities in you that are special, that are unique, and all your own.
Yeah, I'd like to keep telling myself that. And as he does say that, you actually see Sharaf walk past you all
Ew.
on horseback again. And as he does so, he'll say, As much as Mr. Fekenresh here is trying his best to find a place for him, or a place for himself, it's very clear that he's still lacking in quite a number of areas.
He sucks.
Which, which, for all intents and purposes, means he would make a perfect person to protect. As you see him sort of like, well, you've seen an arena. You know how like the actual sort of like fighting grounds are in this sort of like oval-ish shape.
I saw Hercules.
Yeah, so he like turns the corner, and you can see him sort of like pull out his scimitar, as well as see a little bit of his eyes start to glow a little bit of a fiery red, as well as, interestingly enough, the hairs on his horse also begin to somewhat glow a faint orange.
Oh, what?
He's
Eyebrow
a fire
furrowed?
genasi.
It's also a nightmare.
Yeah, it
What
is
is that?
also a nightmare.
What does fire genasi imply exactly?
A fire genasi is, so you know how tieflings are like just humanoids with demon blood in their veins, and Azamars are kind of the same thing, but with Celestials. Genasis are the same, but with different elementals.
Oh.
Specifically, he has Jinn in his blood.
Huh. Wonder what that looks like.
Or,
Oh, it looks like that.
Ifrits, my bad.
Oh.
Ifrits are the fire
Okay,
genies.
I was thinking. Oh, okay. So it's sort of like Nick Cage in, I think it was Daredevil?
Ghost Rider.
Yeah, Ghost
Yeah.
Rider, except with skin.
Yeah. Essentially speaking, he is a fire-touched humanoid.
Wow.
And for some reason, his horse seems to have similar properties to it.
Aww. What a unique bond they must share between each other.
Nightmare.
He really, really loves his horse.
Aww.
Her name's Fatima. But anyway, back on subject. Shroff, you watch sort of draw his scimitar while on horseback, and he goes, "This will be a simple exercise. I will charge to your sides, and I want you to hold on to that trident of yours as hard as you can, as I am not going to try and hurt Ravamorn, but I am going to try and hit him, and you are going to try and block me as I run past on horseback."
Alright. Fran, puts himself in a wide stance, his trident horizontal, and he salutes "You've got it, sir! And no worries there, my dragon friend. You'll be as pristine as the day you were born."
I'm gonna die.
We're all gonna die, boy.
So,
That's a finger up.
go ahead and roll me a general sort of strength check for me.
Strength. That's... There. Oh, come! Wow, that is my number today.
So,
Can I be 9 years old?
so Francesco, you watch as this Genasi on horseback, the horse begins to gallop towards you, somewhat of at a sprint, and like jousting, he sort of outstretches his scimitar arm and makes a swipe in your direction. If you weren't in the way, it would hit Ravamorn, but because you're in the way, you get to block with the Triton. The speed in which he hits you is quite surprising. In fact, you can actually, feel it ringing within your Triton as you're actually, knocked backwards a little bit. You actually bump back into Ravamorn, who is clearly not as sturdy as you and actually, falls over on his ass. As you do just barely hold your ground, but you do end up, dropping your trident to your feet. And as Shroff sort of, turns the corner again to come over and do it again, he'll basically shout, "Never let that thing go! That weapon of yours will save countless lives, but only if you hold it close."
But this
Fran.
is a reach weapon.
Oh, Fran nods. Seriously, these are serious eyebrows he has on.
Rolling another general strength check.
Alright, general strength. But also, I'm gonna put a little whiz bang on that with Action Surge!
What are you gonna do?
Not
So-
really how that works, but okay,
Yeah.
pop
Yeah.
off.
We'll let it work for this.
How do you do your action surge for this?
Well, since he wants to put more force in pushing back on the scimitar, he twirls it like a baton to his side, like one would a gun or a baton.
Mhm.
Like, and then he puts it in his arm, and then he thrusts forward as the scimitar comes at him.
Oh,
You're
so
like,
he's actually going to strike back.
You're attacking the weapon, essentially.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because if I have to hold on tight, I have to. Christ, he does.
All right. In that case, I'll say, roll just roll to hit.
Oh, what do I roll for that?
Just roll as if you were attacking.
All right. Like that.
Okay, that is a 27. All right, so I'll say, from one sort of like knightly figure to another aspiring knightly figure, his words as he basically tells you to hold on to that weapon does sort of like light a metaphorical fire in your stomach, as you are quite definitely serious as he comes in for attack number 2. And with your own proficiency in your tridents, you do a bit of a twirl. And at first it doesn't seem like you're guarding because you are twirling. But right as he's about to strike, you angle your trident after you're done spinning it in such a way where it basically, like, meets the scimitar head on. And you actually sort of, like, see Sharaf sort of, like... You see his arm sort of, like, pushed back as you basically, like, met his force.
Caught an upswing!
Yeah, pretty much like an upswing. And you actually hear him sort of, like, laugh a little bit as he, like, turns the corner around for, like, attempt number 3 as he says, "Well, I was going to get to that, but since you've beaten me to that punch... you know exactly what I'm going to teach you. Now come! I'm coming for you again!" And I'll say, for the sake of, time and simplicity, this continues about 20 straight more times, with you basically, meeting him head on in whatever way you can to sort of, like, outmaneuver each other in a way. And...
Nice.
Even though he's on horseback, you definitely figure out over time, like, you basically find the holes, or at least the holes that he's giving to you in a way, in the way that he approaches you with your attack. And in a way, you kind of figure out sort of like, it basically sort of like makes you focus on like pattern recognition and how you can safely sort of like pinpoint weaknesses in posture, no matter how, in this case, bigger and faster they are than them right now. And then after about 20 or so, he basically says, "All right, now, unless you want me to just hand him a weapon from the arena, hand Ranvomorn there your trident. It'll be his turn."
Oh, hand him.
And immediately Ravamorn is like, "Wait, what?"
Get some EXP, bitch. Time to earn your keep.
Well, all right. I will trust in my superiors that they have good guidance in mind. So, Ravamor, and he kneels down, "I bestow upon you a loan of great power bestowed upon me."
He is shaking in his rather pristine-looking leather boots. And he sort of, like, grabs the, he holds the trident up. It's very, very clear that this was definitely sort of, like, all of a sudden, and he doesn't really seem to know what he's doing with this trident whatsoever. But he is here to defend, not necessarily to attack, as Sharaf does come around for him. This time, you're basically in Ravamorn's spot, where you're the one supposed to be defended in a way. So Ravo will roll a general strength. He has a +0.
It's alright to be nervous. If need be, do some squats to let that anxiety flow out your feet.
Alright, with a 14, basically he just meagerly sort of just like holds the Triton out for Shroff to hit, and well, he does hit it. You basically see him sort of like clench his hands as hard as he possibly can, focusing on just not dropping it, and with his much more meager strength, in fact, suffice to say, you are much more thick than he is. He does somehow manage to hold on to it. Although, it's very clear if he wasn't, like, holding on for dear life, that thing would have just been, like, flying to the other side of the arena. Is it again?
Oh.
Yeah, so... Suffice to say, the second time around, not so much, as, once again, he's just focusing entirely on just, like, holding on for dear life, that he's not really putting any technique to how he holds it, and Shroff basically, like, strikes it in such a way that not only does it fall out of his hands, but it sort of, like, flies up into the air. You can see it, like, and then just sort of, like, land down with with the spear tips of the trident sticking down in the ground.
My baby.
My baby!
Does it reveal any secret traps? Because it has that side ability.
Yeah. I'll say, when it touches the ground, Francesco, since you're the one attuned to it, you see for a brief moment this sort of like orange-colored pulse touch the bottom of the arena, and you don't necessarily see traps so much as like trapdoors off in the distance for like sort of like a basement compartment to the arena. But it is a trapdoor, so for all intents and purposes, it is considered a trap, quote-unquote.
Ooh,
You
I
can
have
fall
X-ray
into there.
vision.
Eventually, Shroff, you know, he does make him sort of like get your Trident to, you know, try defending you again, but eventually the teachings end for both of you two, as Ravamorn is absolutely exhausted, whereas you are more than have enough energy to keep going if he wished you to. But eventually, the exercise sort of like comes to a close as Shroff gets off the horse and shakes both of your hand, and he goes, "You, I will have to keep an eye on you." He looks towards Francesco as he says that. "And as for you, Mr. Fikenresh,
Don't come back. You're terrible.
No, he doesn't say that. He says, "You have been brought to the Academy for a reason, so please do not be disheartened just yet." And Ravamorn just sort of like, not rolls his eyes, but he basically is not exactly in a good mind to, like, interpret things well, so he thinks it's like, oh, not yet, huh? But suffice to say, your training was rather productive, and this is what your boon for the next mission will be. Since you rolled a, what was it, an 81? Your boon is that you get to mark a target of your choice one time, and during combat, if that marked a target attacks anybody except you, you can make a extra attack as a bonus action on your turn.
Ooh, that's the thing that Argo has.
Yeah,
That is exactly
that's the
what a thing
Cavalier
with Argo
stuff.
is.
Yep.
Because that's what a Shroff's subclass is.
Hooray!
So I'll go ahead and copy paste that for you.
I guess I'll put that in my item list.
And keep in mind, you can only do this once for the next mission, and if you don't use it by the end of the mission, it'll go away on its own.
Oh, I'm gonna fucking use I bet your tits.
We say that we're gonna use it, but we always end up forgetting that we have these abilities, and then the mission ends.
Yeah.
I don't. I just never figure out a good opportunity. What's this
Well-
Wii business?
Well,
you can
with,
remind other people that they have them.
yeah. Well, with Francesco done, who would like to go next?
Yeah. Anyone?
Also, Chris, are you there? Your mic is muted.
I'm here.
Cool.
I'm listening.
Yeah, would you like to
Alright.
go next?
No.
Okay.
Okay, I will have
Smash
Kudas
Google.
go then, if that's okay.
Good is.
Alright, you want Gondor?
Yeah, he's going.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take Gondor. Don't worry.
Alright, 1 second.
Roll us a D100, Will, and then roll a D10.
Alright. 100 D10.
49. And
1! No!
It's alright.
I know.
49. Ooh. Yeah,
Alright, let's see who we got.
This one. And this one.
Ooh, interesting.
Yeah. Alright. The Crudez. You follow the smokestacks and other smells of various crafting metalworks until you finally make your way to the big crafting halls of the academy. And inside you find Gondor Anvilbasher, the hobgoblin, yes? Right,
Yes.
Gons? Yeah. Sitting at his desk, work tinkering on something.
Alright. Never thought I'd be over here.
He hasn't noticed you yet. He's too busy working on something.
Hey, Gondor, I got another project for you.
Have we met before?
Oh, right.
Another project
Any-
that you've never had an interaction with him before.
Well, another project to work on. You don't know. Oh, right, yeah. So, yeah, I should probably just... And he just introduces himself. Just he doesn't know why he phrased it like that, but he just kind of shrugs it off and just goes about his way. So, yeah, there's something that I want to make for somebody, and I kind of need to keep it on the down low if at all possible. It's nothing all that bad, just, you know, he just kind of looks around, whispers his idea to him.
Yes.
So, yeah, this is something that's been kind of coming up a bit, and I wonder if you might be able to help me figure out a way to get started, I guess, or...
You haven't told him what you want him to do yet.
Well, he whispered it to him,
He doesn't want one
Say
of the
it
players.
aloud.
and yes. Also, I sent that to you like in DMs anyway. You know what this is for.
I know, but
Also, don't tell anyone, especially that trailing guy.
Bitch,
Why
I'm
not?
always listening.
Come get, bitch.
why not? It seems like a simple item.
We've kind of had a bit of a falling out lately. And I'm sure it'll clear up by the time we're done with this, but you know.
I see.
Hmm.
It's
that and it's supposed to be a surprise.
What material would you want to make it out of?
Hmm. I
Something
haven't given it much thought.
degradable, metal.
Well, the idea is to make it subtle, so that when it's used, it doesn't attract too much attention. Just kind of use it for its purpose, and then just sort of check it, and you know.
idea. Wait here. And he gets up.
Perfect.
He goes off to like what you assume is like the scrap room or like raw materials room to dig around in something. And then you wait there for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
And it takes a moment. And then you hear something hit the door behind you.
Oh, he looks
Like someone
back.
someone bumped into it.
He looks behind him.
And you see a rather flustered looking human man with a shaved head and very flowing robes.
Oh?
It is Penpa.
Oh, hey!
It appears his glasses are broken.
Oh, dude, what happened?
Hello. He looks in your general direction, but you can tell obviously he's having trouble like focusing on you.
Yeah. I'm down here, dude. Let me help you. And he just kind of guides him along.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
He does look a bit embarrassed though.
Yeah.
And
Don't
you
worry, dude.
see that his glasses are indeed shattered.
Oh, man. What happened?
Some training got a bit too intense,
Ah.
and someone got a bit too jealous.
Ah, I getcha. And, yeah, Gondor's gonna be a second. He was just going to the back room for something.
What are you
Yeah.
here for, if I may ask?
Oh, bit of tutoring and, you know, just cooking up a surprise for a good friend.
Like what?
Well,
Share with class, Will.
you know. Well, you know, and he just kind of whispers it to him. I kind of trying to keep this on the down low, because, you know, word travels.
I suppose, yes.
I may just be a little too overly vague, I don't know.
Just tad, but I understand.
Yeah. I think they're gonna love it, though.
Yeah.
Really excited.
So, yes, I don't believe we've really spoken much.
Oh, yeah. How have things been since Capture the Flag? I think that's, like, the last time we've really interacted much.
Oh, many things. Missions and helping with the house.
Oh, yeah.
It's a bit difficult to balance out Dia and Petal's,
Oh, yeah.
personalities, we'll say.
Yeah, I can imagine. Those two seem like a lot.
Polar opposites.
Yep. Oh, excuse me.
I think they have more in common than they'd like to consider, but maybe one day they'll actually realize that.
Yeah, who knows? Push comes to shove, they might be able to set aside their differences.
Yes. At that point, you see Gondor come back, and he looks a little surprised to see Penpa, who explains the situation, and Gondor just nods, and then takes the horrible, shattered remains of his glasses, and then just waves his hand over them. And you see some magic envelop them, and then, almost like time reversing, the bits of glass and twisted plastic or metal just reform. And then he gently hands them back to Penpa, who
That's cool.
graciously puts them back on and makes sure they are secure on his ears. Ah, much better. Thank you for keeping me company.
Oh yeah, no problem, dude. Glad to be
May I-
company.
May I assist you with your project?
I mean, if you want. I don't know if there's like much else that needs to be done. I don't know. Gondor just
Make
said
it.
he.
You're going to make it. I'm not going to make it for you.
Yeah, I figured as much.
So he literally slams a like ingot of metal in front of you.
Oh.
Let's see how you
Oh.
you handle stuff like this.
Oh. Oh.
Would you put your hate boner away for 5 seconds? This is insane.
My hate boner is always raging.
Then let me come over there and take care of it.
Anyways,
All right,
Gondor will give you the tools to help you.
All right.
You are not proficient with any tools, are you?
Let me see. The only thing I'm really good at is with an herbalism kit.
Nope. So just roll an intelligence check.
All right. And
13.
I think I can.
So 17.
Yep.
For your cheating, you actually do pretty
Eating.
good.
It's fine. It's the omens of the cosmos wanting
your-
this project to go through okay.
For your cosmic cheating.
Yeah.
Cosmic cheating.
Yeah. So
Even the stars want this thing to get made.
Gondor observes you as you fumble through the little metalworking tools to carve a shape and so on and so forth to make the design that you want molded. Penpa helps you with like the design of it, how he thinks the person you're going to give it to might like this instead of that, and so on and so forth. He's pretty insightful. His hands
Aw,
are quick
man.
too. When you like need him to help with something, he's able to quickly trace it out or something like that.
Oh man, this is really coming together. Yes.
And eventually, after about an hour or two of you two working together and Gondor observing, you finalize your design, and Gondor looks at it and says, adequate.
Yes, but
And
will
then-
it hold?
But then he takes you over to the smithy and helps you forge your little thing that I can't really be too descriptive about because you want to be so vague about it.
Well, it'll make sense when the person who's getting it gets it.
Yeah, it's just making for boring TV right now. Anyways.
I know, but you know, it'll pay
But-
off.
You learn a lot actually working with metal for once.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Yeah.
your boon, well, maybe not particularly useful for you, is that you have a one-time advantage on any craftsman tools check.
Ooh, nice.
Because you had to use various ones to, like, learn how to make this.
Yeah.
And
And I could
then-
probably put that together for a herbalism thing.
Yeah. But with a slight tinge of magic, Gondor approves and gives back your magic thingamabob.
Yes, this is gonna be so good.
I'm sure he'll like it, says Penpa.
Ah, thanks, you guys. This is so awesome.
Penpa turns to leave, and Gondor instructs him to be more careful with his glasses and offers if he wants those goggles he mentioned once before. And Penpa politely declines, stating that goggles would look even weirder on him than the glasses he already wears. Yeah. A bit
Yeah.
shorter, but I'd say we can end there.
And Curtis just rubbing his hands together, like, and now to go find him. Oh, hey, Traylon.
Alright,
No.
so ending Crudez. Who would like to go next?
I mean, that leaves Gray and Chris, I think.
Great. Go first, please.
Hmm?
What?
Great. Go first,
Okay.
please.
Alright,
All right.
Gray.
Traylon will
Go see Bruin.
gonna say Bruin, but there's one thing he wanted to do before that.
Alright.
Mhm.
Sorry, I'm not trying to scream at you.
Would he happen to know where? Well, obviously, I probably. There's only like so many wizards that he knows,
Yeah.
and he's fairly, if he remembers correctly, disappointingly, a certain secret homunculus doesn't exactly have identify for some reason.
Yeah, he might have it by now. You don't know.
Haven't had the
been many-
chance to
been
add in
many-
new spells yet.
It's been many missions. But I mean, there are various people around campus who can identify stuff for you.
All right. Well, I want to be a little silly because Traylin's in a bad spot right now. Like he's up to gonna find the nearest wizard, put them at crossbow point, and say identify.
Doing that causes the Valkyrie to pick
Nah.
you up by the scruff of the neck and just toss you aside.
But yeah, he's gonna try and see if he can get one of the wizards to or someone with identify to identify like magically the card.
Like, just to see what spell is on it?
Exactly. He wants to know if it's done by a wizard or artificer, essentially.
Ooh.
They can both do that.
There's a difference. And he wants to know specifically.
I'll answer that then.
Alright.
It doesn't take much, but eventually... The magic itself seems to be quite a combination of a few things. But for the most part, it is definitely wizard-ish in nature.
Alright. Well, when Don gets that set up, roll a D100 and then roll a D10, please.
D100, 90.
90.
And a D10, 2.
Alright, hold on. I gotta do something on my end now that you rolled
I think that's the highest I've rolled on the D100 so far.
Yeah. John's
He's gonna be okay over there.
Alright, let's see here.
Oh, wow, yeah. Okay, that'd be fun.
Oh no. How the hell is this gonna work? Alright.
I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Yes, we shall. And with
Improv,
that,
baby.
I will... Yep.
Alright. You go to find... no, where is he? Bruin Sturdicog, the sheriff of Old Iron Dome. who
Formerly
was-
the sheriff.
Formerly. Granted, he was never officially that either, but still.
It was his alias.
I'm Batman.
Pretty much.
Alright, so you go into his office and don't really see him there. What do you do?
Oi, sturdy cog. Where are you?
There's no response.
Alright. I guess he'll investigate what's on his desk, because that's usually a good sign sign to see where he may have gone off to. You know, follow the context clues.
Yeah. Make an investigation roll then.
18.
18, not bad. I need to turn the music down a little bit. Looking through his desk, you see various photographs of places on campus. Not of any people, though. You get the feeling he was maybe instructed to not do that. But eventually you see him... You see a few pictures of, places you've seen around campus that seem a little, like... Not very, like... notable. Like, they're just places you would pass through. I think that's actually technically what the term a liminal space is that, you know, it's just something you pass through without giving it much thought. So, you know, like a hallway or a staircase that, you know, leads to another classroom or something like that.
Blind spots, essentially.
In a way. There's no identifying reason why he took these photographs, but they're there. What are you doing? As you hear something whisper in your, like, say gruffly in your ear.
Without flinching says, "You weren't here, so I was looking through your shit."
Okay, no, you can't be like not flinching. I'm so uber cool.
I'm so cool, manly. Oh, I got this
That's
man.
If you're gonna
least
do
one.
that, roll a fucking charisma check.
Yeah.
Damn it. So, charisma check or charisma save?
Let's just save.
Well, they're both
So just
equally
hold-
bad, so...
Hold your composure.
16.
Okay, you're good. You're fine.
Okay.
You do be like, oh shit. Oh, okay, it's just him.
I'm right behind you. Oh shit!
Yeah, go on.
Well, you weren't around, so I thought your desk may show me where you ran off to.
Good. Good investigation skills. What do you want?
This fucking goober.
Traylon pulls out the envelope and says, "I've been struck again," as he puts it down on the desk. They're toying with me at this point.
He opens the postcard.
Traylon covers his ears.
Yeah, by this point, it's like nearly dead. So now, like those old greeting cards, it's like slowly trying to play the music, but it's like all distorted and sputtering.
My God.
I see.
I've had someone identify it. Apparently, the magic put into it was most certainly done by a wizard and not an artificer.
It narrows it down to practically anyone in Cicello or the 80+ staff members we have here at the Academy, or any magical creature that exists in the known multiverse. So yeah. I had another student coming in today, I thought. And he tries to look around for like a schedule or something like that. And then you do see the door open again. And you see a face poke through, and it's like an Oni, or a half Oni, with fiery red hair and big kabuki face paint on.
Ooh.
Kibishi. He's like, oh, hello!
Kibishibite-sama!
Doskete.
Is this the right place? As he looks a little confused by like the noir aesthetic here. And he's like, yeah, what do you want? And Kibishi enters, still vibrantly colorful compared to like, again, the like gray noir office. He's like, oh, I'm here to like observe. I was told observing you might appear like a mystery novel?
I like to think that the noir aesthetic just follows Brune wherever he goes, so even if he leaves his room, instead of being like a green goblin, he's just monochrome.
No, it's his aura.
Yeah, it's his
power.
Aura, yeah.
Bruin is like, yeah, okay, that makes a little bit of sense. So, well, then you can help us with this. And he shows the envelope, and Kibishi, takes a look at it, hears it muffled, and it's like, what is this I'm looking at?
Someone has been harassing me in a way of words.
Ah, I see. And you have no idea who it could be?
None.
Did you... And he, like, pauses, trying to remember, like, how do you say the phrase, dust for fingerprints?
I've done that for quite some time now, especially in the last glitter bomb incident.
Did you do it on this envelope, though?
I haven't gotten a chance to.
Oh, and he reaches into, like, his bag and pulls out, like, a little compact makeup thing. Theater makeup, but it should still work. And Bruin nods and allows you to continue. And he, with your help, brushes the little fingerprint. Fucking hell, words.
He's dust for fingerprints.
You dust for fingerprints. And you don't really see any fingerprints at first until like he covers almost the entire envelope. And he's like, huh, that's a little queer. As he's looking down, you can see it's like, so you know how like fingerprints have like the big spiral, that's what you can identify as?
Mm-hmm.
This entire envelope is like something with a giant finger just pressed down on it.
Oh.
The hell?
Like, it encompasses the entire envelope.
So you pissed off a giant.
I've had my fair share of people I've pissed off before, but I've never think I've pissed off anyone this big before.
I don't think there's anyone this big at the academy. Right? As he looks to Bruin. He was like, he's like thinking, no. Curses. Quite a conundrum.
Well, again.
We'll get you next time, Gadget.
He's a little stumped. It's like, what the fuck is this giant ass fingerprint? Is this also perhaps a trick? Like, did they just make a giant finger prop?
So,
Prop! And he looks at Kibishi and he's like, nope, I swear. You can search the prop room, there's nothing like that.
We had checked the previous job, and that one didn't have any fingerprints, so I wouldn't put it outside the realm of ideas, saying that this is just a... Well, they knew I must have checked for fingerprints from last time. So they added one giant one to fuck with me, maybe.
wait, that gives me an idea above game.
Yeah?
What if it's not somebody who's doing this, but somebody who made something to do this? What if it's just a giant fingerprint because it's somebody that didn't give their automaton hands?
Just.
I mean, it's still a giant fingerprint. There's that.
But I mean, like, if it's a fingerprint, then maybe it's like those putties from like those putties from Spy Kids, the first one, where there's just thumb people.
It's like some horrible, alchemic monstrosity roaming about in the head.
Damn it, you found me out.
He is a madman. Help us, save us.
God. You ever think God stays in heaven because he fears
He lives in fear of what he's created.
fucking Spy Kids, man? God. Anyways, you're back at square one, and Kibishi is a bit out of his element, seeing you both glower in noir. Well, the way I see it, someone is just another elaborate trick, or we've yet to see someone's true form here at the Academy.
Who could it be?
Very interesting.
Do you think it's a student?
If we have to really think about it, I mean, first and foremost, we would probably want to know their actual freaking motive, apart from just, screwing with me.
I mean, that's a motive, I imagine.
But am I deserving of it?
No.
What did you say? I'm sorry?
He said, am I deserving of it?
Both Kibishi and Bruin do not answer, and in
Fuck
fact
both of
look
you.
away from you. Cheer up, old sport, as Kibishi just slaps you on the back. I'm sure you'll find something. But in the meantime, I'm not really sure why Loki just wanted me to come observe this.
Hey,
Oh,
Brun.
Oh.
Huh?
Brun,
Yes?
do
Yes,
you
sorry.
have these pictures that you took? What took
Uh-huh.
them?
What do you mean? What? Oh, my. Actually, I was just thinking a camera Picto Box or something like that. But he says a camera, and he pulls out a rather bulky looking object.
Interesting. And it took these pictures, right?
Yeah. Oh, right. You're not from Iron Dome. Right. Sorry. Yes, this is a camera. He shows it off. Smile, and then. What you've seen a camera? You all took those ID photos before.
Yeah, on the first day.
But it
It's
was
a
much-
lot
it was
more
much-
compact.
Yeah, this one, that one was a very large monstrosity that printed out the IDs right there. This one, he's just smile, and then flash. Make a con save.
It has one of the most lewd compartments of any camera contraption I've ever seen. The flash? No. The tripod.
23.
You're fine.
I'm already blind, so...
Your vision
I'm already
is a bit,
blind.
your vision is a bit spotty for a moment, and you see Kibishi is rubbing his eyes like intently. And then after a moment, he pulls a paper out of it and like waves it around a little bit and hands it to you. And it is a picture of you and Kibishi looking like what at the camera. Why do you ask?
Interesting. Well, the last little, I guess, note that I received was wedged in between my door. I wonder if I can set up a trap for them this time.
Maybe. I was told to not photograph people without their knowledge, though.
Yeah, well,
he
I'm
said
getting
that very begrudgingly.
Yeah, well, I'm also getting basically pranked without my knowledge. So they threw the gauntlet. It's game time now.
I'll see what I can do.
Well, hell, I don't even need to actually borrow this. If you just let me take a look at it, I could probably recreate the damn thing.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Roll an intelligence check.
Can I roll Tinkerer's Tools instead?
No.
Damn it.
No.
Intelligence check?
Yes.
Damn it, 13.
I love the concept of Traylon looking up at the two enigmatic figures that resemble our DMs going, pretty please, can I cheat?
No. So...
No.
You only partially know what a camera even is. You've seen one on like your first day at the academy, and this is the second more portable one you've seen. And you know, you get Bruin to explain it to you, and you're like, I get it, I think, I get it, yeah. And then you open it up, and you're like, is this the part that shoots the light? I think. You know, photo, right? And he's like, no, it takes in light. It takes a picture. You don't know how a camera works. You're from, like, backwater, fuck nowhere. And your tinkering typically consists of weaponry, not cameras. But Bruin will offer to help you stake out, not set up a trap, though.
Very well.
May I join? Says Kibishi. It sounds fun. And I too am curious at who this giant of a person may be.
Very well. I don't see why you're not. But yeah.
Yeah. So, sadly, you didn't learn too much, but you did, like, figure out whoever it is apparently has a giant finger of something, or knows someone with a giant finger.
Or a giant thumb.
As a bonus lesson, because he couldn't help you, Bruin helps you practice on reading people, so you get an advantage on insight checks.
Hey.
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 I feel like that one kind of got away from me, but I tried.
It was really funny.
Yeah, it's always funny.
Yeah.
Alright. And last but certainly not least, we have Nimbus on the mountaintop.
Oh boy. I would like to go to Lokiatis for probably the first time since I've come to school.
Yeah. Roll a D100 and then roll a D10.
Oh boy. I will...
97. Damn. Alright.
4.
Alright. This actually will help out a lot. And 4. Oh, even better. Yay. Oh, yay. This will be great.
Will it though?
Yes.
For
it will,
him,
actually.
apparently.
Yeah.
Oh,
So-
hey.
Yeah, that works out.
Pretty
that works out.
good.
Why are you saying yeah like you know what's about to happen, Will?
Elf?
Hey, that's pretty good.
Alright,
Okay.
change the music on.
Alright, 1 second.
God damn it.
Who is that?
Chamberlain.
Please.
Chamberlain knows what you ruled.
Chamberlain knows what you roll. God damn it.
I love that we just accept Jesse Purr's love of that movie so much that we just do this bit.
It's great. It's a wonderful movie. I still need to show Chris it.
You need to show me the
Oh
TV.
shit, that's right. That's why he doesn't get it. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh.
I missed it when you guys got to watch the Black
worry.
Crystal, so
Dark
I have
Crystal.
no
Dark
idea
Crystal.
when any of these references are happening.
Well,
Dark
just watch it with Jesse during his weekly watch.
I don't watch it weekly anymore.
Oh.
Wow. Okay.
I swear I don't have a problem.
I mean, dude, it's totally fine. I used to watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit when I was a kid, so much that the tape actually wore out.
Whoa.
Oh god,
Alright.
it me though.
Alright, Nimbus, how do you approach the large amphitheater building?
Is
that
it like an
houses-
Is it like an? Okay, never mind.
There is an open one, but there's also one that is like an actual theater building. You've been told that he's in the actual theater building.
Okay, I'm gonna go because I do remember the theater from when I went to school. So I'm gonna go through the foyer, and do I see anybody in there?
And there's students milling about, mostly ones that are, proficient in performing arts, juggling, practicing some dances. You see a few more magically inclined ones do some fun things with dancing light and burning hands to make really cool images. But overall, you don't see any the instructor yet until you go into the main theater.
Okay,
Yeah.
then I will go into the main theater, and as I poke my head into the room where the seats are, I'm gonna like knock on the wooden frame and kind of announce my presence.
Currently, you see Lokiatus up on stage, playing a harp, actually, like a very big, floor harp, I guess is the best way to describe it. And dancing to the gentle melody of the harp is a blue-haired woman
Oh.
Oh no!
Oh yes.
dancing in a very Kashurin belly dancer looking outfit.
Oh no!
Oh my.
She can't know I'm pathetic.
But the two continue their performance until eventually they seem satisfied, and the woman you know as Lazuli does her final flourish, and then notices you. She's like, "Oh, hello."
I will give a little clap for their performance.
She does bow, and Loki nods his head towards you. Still wearing his very expressive mask. It is currently set to a happy face.
Well done, well done.
Yes,
How
thank
fortunate! How fortunate was I to happen upon even a crumb of your performance, my dear.
you. Many think themselves blessed, but I'm no flower you have to pay for. I'm free to dance for anyone.
That may be true, but you undervalue yourself, my lady. Skills such as yours should be recognized, no?
I take it you wish to speak to our lovely instructor?
Well, yes, in fact, I do.
And she leaves you to it, and she goes like backstage for like a refreshment, but she's still like within earshot.
Uh-oh.
Loki turns his head to you and nods for you to approach.
Okay, I will approach him a little more stiffly than Nimbus is normally moving. It's
You
just kinda
can't
like
see his
inching-
you can't see his eyes, and you can tell he's definitely like sizing you up.
It's kind of like that thing where like a character is inching on screen,
Yeah.
like his hands behind his back. And how does the day find you, Professor Lokiadis.
Fine. Is there something I can help you with?
Well, yes. In fact, as I have spoken to you before, I have spoken to Headmaster Carroll, and I have an inclination to bring about some merriment once again. But this has a special theme, and I would like to discuss it with you somewhere more privately, if you would allow.
It's just me, you, and Lazuli in here for the moment. That's fine.
Well, yes, you see, it is going to be a dance, similar to many school-like establishments in our own home countries. And considering that our school is one great melting pot of many peoples, I was wondering if you could show me some other cultures. I obviously am familiar with Peronan dances, but I know very seldom of how it is done in other countries.
You just see the mask stare back at you for a moment.
You're not even gonna let me attempt to roll deception?
Oh, sure, go ahead.
'Cause I'm hamming it up, but he's not being that transparent about it. Or I guess he is, 13.
The mask still stares back at you, and then you see it just morph into a sad face. And then Loki stands up and walks towards you, his tail whipping a little bit behind him.
Uh-oh. I know that Saunter. I'm in trouble.
And he walks up to you until he's like directly in front of you. How tall is Nimbus?
Nimbus is safely 6'8", because he is built and he is a tabaxi, and tabaxi are typically taller than your average man.
Tieflings typically then. Okay, well, he's a bit shorter than you. But he just looks you up and down again. And then he grabs your hands gently, like making sure he has permission to do so.
Nimbus will let him grab his hands.
He places one of your hands on his shoulder, and then one of your hands on like his waist behind him, like right above his tail. And then he places his hands on your shoulders and nods. And then he stomps his foot and the harp starts playing by itself.
Oh no!
And 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. And he begins to waltz with you.
1, 2, 3.
Roll a perception. Not a perception, but a performance check.
He's trying to hide tears. 1,
It's like,
2,
oh,
3. 1, 2, 3. That's a
Oh,
net. Oh. As soon as you asked me to roll this.
Creative liberties here.
Go ahead.
As the performance starts, Lazuli does sort of like snicker a little bit and calls out, "Professor Lokiadis, but you didn't tell him. Is he going to be the man or the woman for that performance?"
Haha, you'll have to try harder than that to fluster me, my dear. I've heard it plenty times before. I fought pirates, you know.
And then both his ankles broke.
I've covered boys, you know. But Loki will respond saying that, well, I did place his hands to be the one in charge, but it does feel like I'm dancing with a bit of driftwood I found on the beach right now.
You know that we on the ships I used to work on the ship, we like to say that, driftwood is sturdy, which is why it's still wood. Yes.
It's literally not. It like bends like it's made of rubber.
Yes, that's the fact that Nimbus is wrong is the joke here.
Oh.
You see the mask go back to the happy face to laugh a little bit before it goes back to the sad one. Alright. He disengages a little bit. He still leaves your hands on him, but he like brings a hand up to ponder at like the chin of his mask. What causes you such distress? You never seemed to be so shy.
I wouldn't. Okay, maybe a little. Since it's just you two here, I suppose I can be forthwith. I can't dance at all. I have 2 left feet paws, but I spend so much time hyping myself up as this worldly performer and charming man, and now there's a dance that's going to happen. Everybody's going to find out that I can't dance, and I will make myself a fool.
I see.
And I need help.
And he finally does disengage with you, and then calls Lazuli over. Alright, and here's what we shall do. And he instructs you to sit on the floor with him. No, sit on the floor with him. And you all stretch.
Oh, okay.
Like
I'm
doing warm-up stretches and things like that.
Inner
cat.
thighs.
My body is mostly liquid.
Yeah. So you can do the stretches just fine. You don't have to roll for that or anything. But as you are now limbered up and, ready to get up and dance again. So, is there any dance you would particularly like to practice, or...
I don't know nothing about no dances.
Oh,
You
no.
used to know how to do the chicken dance.
No.
My father tried to teach me once.
Slide to the left. Slide.
My
Your
father
father
tried to teach me once. He's a bard, much like yourself, but I couldn't get it, and I was so embarrassed. I just wanted to stop.
I see. Why don't I lead this time, then? And he places a hand on your shoulder, and then one above your tail.
If I
Ready?
may, Professor, may I give
Yeah.
him some encouragement?
Mm.
And he
You
looks
see-
at her like, what do you mean?
Oh, you'll see. And she goes ahead and, strokes the back of where the ponytail is, and just sort of, essentially whispers in your ear, and he goes, "Just let loose for me, why don't you?" And she'll cast Heroism. You are immune to fear.
I guess that works.
He flushes a little.
Yeah.
Only a little. Who's watching?
Alright. So now you
The
in
heavenly
lead.
touch.
You in the lead. 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3, and 1, 2, 3. Roll another performance.
I'm not good at 3/4 time. Everything I play is in 6/4, 6/8,
Music jokes.
11.
11. Alright. You fare a little better. You still step on Loki's boots a few times. But for the most part, you're at least getting the rhythm down. You're still incredibly stiff, though. You're afraid to, move any other part of yourself besides your feet. Which makes for an odd, angled dance. And Loki pushes back again. I'm trying to think of what would even encourage you to be more relaxed. You fought numerous giant beasts, I imagine, yes?
And gotten presumably wrecked by at least 90% of them.
Oh, shush, you're here, aren't you?
Yeah.
And look, maybe even here, and he points at, your cheek. Maybe a scar is beginning to form. You even have something to impress those back home.
You're right.
So what about dancing leaves you so mortified?
I can't get in the rhythm, and having to worry about whether another person is having a good time, or the fact that me being unable to dance is just making it awkward and not fun for them.
You see, even the mask eyes narrow a little bit. Where did you work before the academy?
I worked on a cruise liner where people would take cruise liners to and from Perone to bask in merriment and such.
He looks you up and down a little bit. Come with me. He starts walking back towards like the exit of the back exit of the stage. Do you follow him?
Yes.
Lazuli also follows you. Well, since you're having such difficulties with a partner right now, perhaps you might be better off just working yourself up, if that makes any sense. Yes, it does make sense. Yes, I have an idea. Yes. And he leads you down a series of hallways. You glance in a few rooms and you see props and other stage building sets. You see people working on paintings for the stage and a few dance studios where people are practicing their own dances. Until eventually he leads you to one room and opens the door, turns on the lights, and there's not much there except for a mirror on the back wall, a little bar for you to raise your legs up and stuff like that. And in the very center of the room, there is a pole.
I was just idly thinking about it, but I was and lo and behold,
Don't clap.
Don't clap.
And Loki and Lazuli sit down and they instruct you to dance around the pole.
You want me to... No, I can't.
Do it. Do
I-
it.
Why don't I go first then?
No.
I...
It wasn't that
that's
type
funny.
of pleasure cruise.
Leslie is getting a massive kick out of this.
So you see the Tiefling man. He's obviously a Tiefling. He has the horns and the tail, but he still always wears the mask.
Yes.
Approach the pole and gently caress it, and then easily swing himself up and balance over with his legs and spin around it. His tail wraps around it a little seductively too. And then he manages to just support himself with just his arms while his legs move around. Just imagine you're stretching while at a 90-degree angle. And then eventually he ends his brief routine and instructs you to do it.
Okay. He kind of seizes up and scrunches together, and then he relaxes and walks toward the pole. Clearly he's not getting out of this.
He tags out with you, slaps your hand. You have bardic inspiration.
Thank you.
Once more,
Yes.
performance.
Yes. Hand. Exactly.
Another 11.
Exact same
Thank roll
roll.
20.
I
What
mean, you
level
got
is
your
he?
inspiration.
I will say probably level 10.
10 or 15, yeah.
10 or 15, yeah.
Let's go.
So then, how much does that... What die does that give me for bardic inspiration?
Like a D8, I think.
I'm pretty sure if he's at 10 or 15, he's at a D10 at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a D10.
Tonight I'll give you a D10.
2!
Hmm.
Roll 20.
Well, what was your last performance? It was an 11, so you're doing a little better. Again, you're stiff with fear, as, these two just watch you awkwardly dance around a pole. Well, you know what he's trying to encourage you to do, as you've seen people get up into this with, a few too many drinks under their belt. And, it looked fun at the time, but you never really got into it.
Mm-hmm.
Goodness, as Loki puts his face in his hand, leaning against it. I fear at this rate I may have to just let you try a river dance or something. Considering that the upper portion of your body is stiff.
Lazuli will speak up and say, I know a certain kobold that might teach you that.
I'm a dried out little prune. I know I made so much fun of him, he's going to laugh at me.
Nah, if anything, he'd curse his existence as well.
Quit making fun of him, dear.
But it's fun.
Loki does look a bit stumped as he's like, how can I do this? How can I make you relax and just enjoy it? And then he just ponders and he's like, well, what brings you joy, Nimbus?
People smiling and laughter and just warmth. Fighting. What else? I know how to play some things. He did teach me that. Sailing.
I see.
Protecting.
Protecting?
Protecting people.
A noble goal. And he stands up again and gets you into another sort of dancing pose with him. Lazuli.
Yes.
Summon your weapon and start to try and attack us as we dance around here.
I was wondering when you would get to that. She does whip out her sort of like curved scimitar that she would normally use for belly dancing performances. You know the aesthetic.
Yeah.
Well, hang on.
Now,
Are you
pretend...
sure this just...
Yes, I'm sure it's fine. She's a trained professional.
Oh
No.
my goodness.
Now, pretend I am someone you are trying to protect from this manic woman with a sword trying to strike at us.
She just giggles.
You have a very colorful language, Master Locatus.
And go. And he, like, twirls you a little bit. Roll
And-
a performance.
Yeah.
And add another bardic inspiration.
Jesus. No.
It's a D10 this time.
It writes itself at this point. Okay, that's
Hey,
a 20.
hey, dirty
That's much
20.
better.
That's an unnatural 20.
Dirty 20. Love it.
You're still a little letting Loki take the lead a little bit, but you do get into like a sort of weird battle dance with you two and Lazuli. Like every time she threatens to strike you, you manage to twirl out of the way, dodging her scimitar just barely. You can feel the air whoosh past you and like rustle your fur a little bit.
I'm imagining that one animation of Death by Glamour.
That's pretty good, yeah. I think I know which one you're talking about. But, back and forth, trying to keep time. And eventually, by the end of it, you're probably very out of breath. But... I think you can do it, he says, plainly.
I'm good. I just need a second.
He does give you, like, a water skin.
Thank you.
Gulp, 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 gulp. Well, needs practice, I'm sure, but I think we can make it work. If you'll come here every day you have time, we will make sure you are ready for the ball.
Yes. Yes, thank you very much. I appreciate your kindness.
And your boon is that you have an advantage on performance checks.
Hey.
I'm probably gonna use that immediately.
Alright,
If it worked.
that was like a perfect, like, fucking combo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alright, let's switch to after everyone's. That's everyone, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that is everyone.
Cool.
So
good.
we can use this song now.
Yes.
One
Fine.
second.
Yeah.
Because I
Bye-bye.
figured out how to do this.
Yeah.
It's actually a separate browser tab for the actual playlist controls. And that place you can actually add it, remove songs.
Cool.
Well, it's nice that it has something like that.
Yeah.
So I would add it here, and then I would go to that tab and switch. So this.
Alright, we're probably gonna wait on Wyatt because now is the part where you all get to choose a mission again.
Hey.
He went Baffoom.
Yeah. Yeah, I hope that helped.
Intermission.
Yeah, I hope that helped a little bit with her Nimbus.
Oh, it helped plenty. More than he dreamed. And
I'd like to
those are
remind
good
everyone that specifically Kabishi and Lasley in particular, Loki basically adopted those two in spirit.
Yeah, they're his favorite students, even though he's not allowed to pick favorites.
Pretty much.
But they're the ones that fit most with his aesthetic. You know, there's one that's a fucking kabuki actor thing.
Yeah, and the other's a belly dancer.
A battle dancer.
Yeah.
I may not be allowed to pick favorites, but these two are basically my children.
I've only had them for 5 minutes, but if anything happens to them,
I would viciously mock everyone in this room and then myself.
Vicious mock himself. That's awesome. Really, the only thing that went wrong was mine went awkwardly for way too long, but I still think Wyatt really enjoyed it.
It was very nice. I did enjoy listening to it as well.
Yeah. But I want my vengeance! I need a name and a face!
I need a nap.
I need
A hero.
I just imagine if they have a foyer for the dorm rooms like in some other media. I'm just imagining Nimbus is just crashed on the couch and he looks like death.
Aww. This poor guy.
He feels so bad about it.
So can
I
start
don't like.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
We're just waiting for Wyatt to come back.
Yeah, well. So, since we're waiting anyway, is it alright if I actually start rolling to see if I can work on my arrow projects, since I'm back at the campus?
Sure.
So, Tinkerer's Tools.
I'm about to roll you up into a blanket if you don't calm down or something.
It's like one of those kitten burritos.
Kitten burritos.
Oh,
Yeah.
People
Wyatt.
take
Also,
their cats.
hi.
Hi.
Hey.
People take their cats that are on blankets and just roll them into it so that they're just in a little blanket burrito of warmth.
Yeah.
Some cats like that.
Alright, we're at the point now where you all get to help choose a mission.
Woo!
Yeah, I'm fine with whatever. I'm going to stay on the couch for a while.
They have to bring you with them, sadly.
What's the last thing you heard,
Wyatt.
Burritos. Secret.
Well, before that,
Before you left, I mean.
I was hearing about little Chris here having a dance class, and it was a little awkward, but also romantic.
Awkward would be the more accurate statement.
Aww.
I mean, they
You
made
have
him
to
do
be
pole
nice.
dancing, so...
You have to be nice to me. This is my character arc.
Alright.
That's the
let's
saddest pole dancer I've ever seen.
We'll keep that 19 for a moment, Gray. So
Yeah.
you did pretty good with whatever you're doing. So, you all make it to the quest board, and as usual, there's about 3 of them there. So, yeah. Make sure I don't, so she doesn't like freak out with the way it formats. So I have to copy paste it half the time.
Freak out.
Yeah, the best way that I usually copy paste stuff from stuff is to Control Shift V. That way it doesn't like add like the tabs and enters, then it just comes out flat.
There we go. There's the first one. Merchants seeking escort through Drac territories. We need a group. We need a group to help us get through the various terrains of Drac, fending off wild animals, beasts, and bandits alike. We will be going through at least 3 different biomes with various stops along the way to drop off goods. Dress accordingly. Rewards include 750 gold per person, large discounts at our shops around Drac, and spoils from any beast we encounter. Interested? Please contact Zook Goyle of the Green District. At the bottom of the paper, there's a stamp that reads, Scales and Sundries Incorporated.
Oh, I want a little detail.
So sounds like a ranger job.
It also does sound like a lot of mun.
You said control what? Control what? Shift V?
Yeah, Control Shift V. It's like Control V, but adding the shift. Generally, when you do stuff like that, it doesn't include like any extra fonts. There's just the pure text that's put into format.
Yeah, cool. Let's see. The next one is a very brightly colored piece of paper that reads, Do you want to be famous? Do you want to hear the roar of cheering fans and feel the warmth of the spotlight upon you? Well, look no further than here, friend. The wonderful and whimsical crew of Mademoiselle Katerina's Circus of Flame is looking to hire new acts for the season. Experience the joy of being a performer and relive that childlike wonder you've been looking for. Salary starts at $150 per show, with chances for raises depending on how good your act is. Contracts are free and able to be dropped at any time. We provide room and board, plus any costumes and props you might need. If interested, contact Mademoiselle Katerina of the Fool Ward. Hurry fast, this opportunity won't last forever. And the very clean line at the bottom of the ad shows that this has been mass-produced.
Fran is already out the door and getting on the boat. You only read the first sentence.
Do you want to be famous? Yes.
True.
And then the final one. Beast.
Oh, wait.
Seeking explorers to help uncover secrets of newly discovered dig site. Newly discovered ruins in northern Jingto have been uncovered for the first time in centuries. Tomb of the ancient Jingto Emperor Katatari has seen the light of day and is in need of further exploration. Expect traps, both physical and magical, guardians of the tombs, and other heart-pounding dangers. Rewards include 3,000 gold, potential loot from the tomb, with permission from Jingto government, and your name in a prestigious research paper. If interested, contact Chief Archaeologist Teldra of Drac.
Hey!
And at the very bottom, there's a note that reads, Make sure my favorite junior archaeologists get to see this.
Aww.
Now
Okay,
we have
we're
to
going.
pick it.
We're going. We're going. Also, freaking.
Yeah.
Although, no, wait. Frank got to meet Teldra, didn't he?
No, he did not.
He did not, no.
Yeah,
Oh,
who is
okay,
that?
Then it's settled. He has to meet Teldra.
All right, who that?
Would you like to explain to it in character who that is?
That's
Please
fair.
do.
Who
I don't
is
think he knows
this?
anything about Teldra.
You first. Go on, Wyatt.
Who is Teldra? You seem to be excited and sort of like almost wanting of this.
Oh yeah, Teldra's this cool guy that we went on an expedition with in Drac this one time. He's really cool. And he knows a lot of stuff. I think you might like him.
On the one hand, I would get adoration from an audience every night for my performance. On the other, I would be hoping a friend see another friend before the world may end.
Out of character, if you want me to explain Teldra.
Now,
Teldra
no.
is a.
I had to find
Okay.
out on my own.
Are you sure?
If I shouldn't. I feel like the actor shouldn't know what the character doesn't.
Alright, that's fine.
Well, then how are the actors gonna play the role?
Well, the same way Luke Skywalker is surprised when he found out who his dad was.
Anyways.
Traylon will
So-
make a comment saying, "Alright, so we have our choice. Judging from the crew, my guess is either the second one or the third one. Where one, we get on the stage, and the other, we get to meet our favorite booty short wearing archaeologist."
Oh, so it'd be a booty call, as they say.
No.
It's
Surprisingly,
that's
no.
correct call.
Traylon
Oh.
looks up at Fran with serious look in his face. Says, "Surprisingly, no."
Like, he's actually kind of smart. You don't understand?
Yeah. Also, like, have we run into Teldra recently-ish?
No.
Oh yeah, no, we
Oh yeah.
we ran
did
into him in
once.
Kasharin. That's why Fran hasn't met him yet. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah,
That
okay,
was
that
the
makes
mission
sense.
right before Fran.
Yes.
Okay. Then yes, Crudez has something to show Fran. Not Fran.
Teldra.
Fran's always see Teldra. Thank you.
Oh, I know what you want. I know what you want to know. Alright.
Listen,
So-
our friends have to see this.
So you're gonna choose the Teldra mission?
Eh.
I would
I'm
like
sorry
to,
for
but
that
I want
one.
to see what everyone else thinks.
Well,
Also,
Traylon,
did you
Traylon
tell
has
us which region the second shop was in?
It's in Cicello.
In the Fool's Ward.
Yeah.
Thank you.
One of the entertainment districts. Basically Las Vegas in this world.
Yeah.
Well, Traylon.
Mhm.
Traylon's against the first one because going all the way to Drac just to travel and protect a bunch of merchants from Drac itself does not sound
Yeah.
worth his time. The second one is embarrassing because it means having to become a performer, which is not his thing. So really, the only option that he would really see interest in is the third one.
Oh, come on. I can imagine Teldra, not Teldra, fucking hell, Traylon in a clown suit.
Oh God!
Seething with
we need art
rage
of
as his,
it.
like, as his face paint, like, boils off of him.
Out of it now. Fuck.
Now, he would absolutely be, I guess, an escape artist. If he was going to actually do a show, it would be basically one of those magic tricks where the person has to disappear out of a basically burning box or something like that.
Interesting.
And there's a
let's-
cheat.
although, let's be real here. Yes, put Traylon in that. But yeah, let's be real here though. If
Yeah.
Traylon was forced to dress up like a clown for this, he would be the reason that people are scared of clowns. Just he's that grumpy.
And tell you what, I assume we're going to have to pick between these other two eventually. If we do end up choosing the Fool's Ward, then how about this, Traylon? You can be my assistant. That way you don't have to do much, and we still get paid.
He's the stage crew.
Yes.
Pick crew.
Yeah.
He works the lights.
If we do,
Go on.
if we were to do the circus bit, I would like to try my hand at slicing a cannonball for once.
Oh, Lord.
Like,
think
slicing it
that's
as it gets shot at you.
Well, not at me, but at the person standing behind me. That's what makes you work for it, not for yourself, but just in case it hurts those behind you.
So basically, you're playing baseball with a cannonball.
Exactly! You're catching it now.
I think that sounds like a terrible idea that is liable to get you and the person behind you killed.
Like, even if
Not
you do
if you
slice it in
think
half,
of the-
won't that shard just keep going forward?
Oh,
Crude
no,
is-
it's kind of
Do that cool anime thing where they like go to the side and narrowly miss
God.
everyone.
But if he's off to but if he's off to the side, then doesn't that mean it's just gonna go to either to the floor or higher? So won't it still hit them?
Well,
It
you
will
all are
hit
discussing this as you head over to the house leaders to get this approved.
Jinto.
So, that's one for Jingto
Jinto.
with Teldra.
Yeah, let's go see our favorite archaeologist. 2 votes.
Yay! I figured you'll pick this one, but I wanted to at least give some other interesting ones.
But yeah,
I
for
want-
real though, I do
if-
actually think that the Fool's one would be a good for a different time if it's still there.
Ooh, we'll
I
definitely
wanted to
keep it
give
in mind
my
for sure.
Yeah.
Alright.
Also,
If we go to
Yes?
Shinto again, am I going to get flirted with by Sun Wukong?
I mean,
Only one way to find out.
is that something you'd want?
Maybe. What? Who said that? No.
I mean, fucking. Just to make Chris and Nim squirm, I'd be into that. But
He's-
Screw you, you squirm.
God,
He does. That's why he wants everyone else to experience the joy.
yes. But God, now I'm just imagining like obligatory hot spring in Jingto, now featuring Teldra.
Even better, a
Yeah.
sauna where everybody's standing up and naked.
Anyways,
Anyway, yeah.
you make it to the house leader office, and you see the 3 of your purple house leaders working as they usually are. Hamid is signing documents, looking professional as always. And Emil seems to be trying to emulate him, but he always has to, like, look at his spell book and is trying to multitask to varying success. And Soray is busy tinkering with something that looks like a grenade.
Oh Lord.
Is
She's
it
also-
alive?
I don't know. Do you know how grenades work?
Well, I mean, is there a pin in there?
Not that you can see.
Okay.
She's also sitting at her desk instead of hiding under it for once.
For once.
Sorry, that thing's not live, right?
What? Oh no, of course not. Not yet.
So is it
Can you give
pressurized
us
or is
at
it
least-
is it pressurized or is it chemical?
Chemical.
Can you at least give us a moment before we get get ahead of here before you do liven it up?
I'm bored with it right now. She just tosses it haphazardly behind her.
Oh.
Just makes a loud thud on the ground, but doesn't explode. They all welcome you, and upon seeing Francesco, they all do be like, "Oh right, duh, and Hamid pulls a paper out of his drawer, and they read a notice from the headmaster that under the recommendation of Argo, Pisacha, and Onweir, that you have now earned the status of a sentinel. They all clap for you.
Damn.
They
Damn,
also
friend,
give
look
you-
at you.
They also
Oh!
give you a little commemorative pin for the occasion.
Aw, dude.
Oh,
look at you.
nice. Oh, what, Mr. Stonefisher, what? Yes. I've seemed to have been honored with a higher ranking position than I had before.
Yeah, you're one of us now, dude. Yeah.
You're one of dude.
Yeah. Yes, that exactly.
I have reached dude status.
Yeah.
How marvelous. And he just has that shiny eye look that you see someone have when they're just mesmerized.
Yeah.
Thank you. I shall do my utmost to live to these new standards I find myself in, your honors. And he bows to them with his toga.
Aw.
Cape is swung around him.
Togut.
Whatever.
I meant
They-
cape. I meant cape.
They all do laugh a bit, but do congratulate you. And then ask to see the mission you want to approve. And you hand them the one for Teldra. And Emil pipes up, is like, "Oh, wow, we haven't seen him in a while. He's always
Nope.
fun to be around.
Oh, heck yeah.
Tell him I said hi." And then you pass
Yep.
it around, and Soray approves it. And Hamid does have some news for you,
Mhm.
stating that the pool of potential students to accompany you has dwindled quite a bit.
Oh
the
no!
academy is insisting everyone gets their jobs done before the end of the month, stating that they have something planned for everyone and want all the students to be there.
Ah.
So for this next mission, there is a much more limited list that you can choose to join if you choose anyone to join you. And it is that list.
Oh,
There should be 5. Why
just-
aren't there 5?
I was gonna say, just 4. Damn.
Damn it, where is that now? Stop.
I'm gonna go out on a limb here and say,
Well,
No.
hold on. There's a 5th.
I know.
There we go.
Ah, okay.
He's actually right about that, but
So we're going. This mission is going to have us going into a Shinto, and more importantly, an ancient tomb filled with traps.
Wants Kibishi.
He is a bard, so he could cover
He is a
lot
warlock.
oh yeah, he's a warlock.
You're a warlock.
Hard lock.
I'm just gonna do this for you too.
Pempa's a monk. Spooky Mookie's a warlock. Gobar is
Barbarian.
barbarian. Oh right, he's babyface barbarian.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
He hasn't got
This
a lot of
baby boy.
We totally didn't choose these for people who haven't got a chance to shine yet. No, I don't know what you're talking about.
What's that? What did you say, Jesse?
You know, I've been saying that.
I think I heard you. I think I heard you say something about tempering your party
Aspiration.
lineups. Aspiration. I don't really know much about him, but I think his abilities are similar to my own.
Hold on.
Aspiration. He's that lad with the. He's the one who's got beef with Pedal, right?
Well, Petals has beef with him.
Yes.
Assumedly so. He has not expressed any particular discontent regarding her, and she has shown nothing but vitriol,
He's
which
the
I
one
have
who-
talked to her
yeah.
about.
He's the one who's supposed to be the Duke
Yeah,
of her
Yeah.
own.
and Petal is just kind of dunking on him.
Pretty much.
There's the
Oh.
Googie one.
Well, not to put too much emphasis on this, but I think we have more of our martial aspects covered. So I think we should probably
Yeah.
go with someone with a little bit more magical incline.
I'm still
Or
voting
at least-
Kibishi.
Or at least somebody that has some kind of experience with traps, I think.
Well, Kibishi is one of the locals, so he'll provide a decent.
That's his penpa.
This is true.
But Kibishi is also a magical local, so
It's magical.
It's magic.
You know.
whoa, it's magic.
Never
Whoa,
believe
whoa,
it.
whoa! It's magic.
It's not so. It's
God.
magic.
Alright, so
Alright.
yeah. Personally, I'm up for either Pempa or Kibishi. They both seem like they both bring something more to the table.
I don't know. If we're going to be spelunking, I still feel like somebody that has a good chance of survival and having to glean a lot from their surroundings, I think, would benefit a lot.
You know, you can just say that you want to bring Pempa along.
I
Yeah.
would like to point out, I don't know if this will
kidding.
help your choices or not, but even though he's a warlock, he is a blade lock.
Or Kibishi.
Yeah, Kabishi, yeah.
So
Yeah.
so actual
I'm trying to
Hexblade?
No. More like Pact of the Blade.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's a Naginata.
Yes.
So yeah, I guess that means he's more melee focused, I guess that means.
But he has spells.
Yeah.
All 2 of them.
No, shush. It's fine. He's probably got Eldritch Blast in there somewhere.
Say the
And if he
line,
doesn't, what
Warlock.
kind of warlock is he? A gimped
An
one.
original one.
Hey. No, a gimped one, I think you mean. Anyway.
Oh,
Yes.
Yes.
we should bring Petal. Petal is a rogue. She could probably disable trapdoors and such.
Well,
It's
she's
only this
probably
list.
only this
Not on the list. Oof.
Hmm.
Well, while you
Well,
while you guys
again-
are talking about it,
Yeah.
while you guys are discussing it, I think Crudez is gonna just kind of fish something out of his bag and just kind of show it to Sora, just like, oh yeah, I picked up this tarnished jewelry a while back. I know kind of how to remove tarnish, but do you have any kind of faster way than me getting materials together for it?
She looks at it. and then
Also,
she
I don't
reaches-
know if it. Also, I don't know if it's magic or not.
She reaches under her desk and pulls out a weird. It looks out of character. It looks kind of like an air fryer that she just like slams on the desk.
God.
Clearly, you don't
And
know
then-
what you don't own an air fryer.
God.
She takes
Yeah,
the tarnished
Will.
jewelry and just drops it in the top, and then you see like a bunch of like suds and brushes start scrubbing it on the inside.
Damn.
That'll take about 10 minutes. Give it a moment.
All right. Cool. But anyway,
Testing.
yeah. Back to these two. What do you guys think? 3.
Well,
Sorry.
I didn't want to choose this for reasons, but I guess I'll choose Penpa.
Alright.
Alright, that's a vote for Pempa.
And I'm voting Kabishi personally, because, well, I'm technically split 3 ways between, like, Kabishi, Gobar, and Mookie, but, you know,
Yeah, no one's
le-
even looking towards Mookie.
I lean towards Kabishi.
Mm-hmm.
Right, you're looking at all of them. Like Pempo's like, hello, like it's like a character select screen. Pempo's all gentle. Kibishi does a little flourish. Mookie just stares at the screen, going like,
Yeah.
Just hyperventilating.
True.
It's just that we don't want to be put into a dark place with him in there.
You don't even want to be in the same jail.
I mean, if Crudez goes starry, it won't be a dark place anymore.
Oh my.
I also like to point out that barbarians have like danger sense.
Yeah?
That true.
But that only works
Ah.
for him, not the rest of us.
It's true, also true.
Well, he can relay it to us. It's
Hmm.
fine.
Anyway, Fran, what's your take?
Mr. Mountaintop, I look at you, and I look at your eyes, and I can see it needs to be Pempa.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay. I'm not that broken up about it, but thank you.
Hi.
I can see it. Okay.
Just let it happen.
Do
Well,
you know what the word no means, Francesco?
Yes,
My name isn't Francesco.
it's Francesco! Now let's go forth and conquer all.
all right.
Start splitting
Well,
out the window.
not wanting to tie things up, Trelian will concede to picking Pempa over Kibishi.
Hooray! I would have been happy with either of them, honestly.
Also, slow down there, Aquaman. We're not leaving just yet. We still have some
Yeah.
resting and material gathering to do.
Yeah.
But why rest when we can save that for after we're there?
One of these
Alright.
days, I'm just going to let you do everything with no sleep, and you'll learn what exhaustion is.
Yeah. Did you want to present your thing, Will, or do you want to set that for next session? Because if not, I have another thing planned.
Alright, Fran gets off the windowsill.
You're on like the 4th floor, I'd like to more point out.
Well, that just means it's a better flying leap. That's where you get the flying
Oh.
part in.
He's so used to being able to move in 3 dimensions, he's not used to walking on land.
This is funny. Alright.
Alright, yeah, I think I will.
Alright.
No
Where-
better time for this, honestly.
I'd say you've approved everything, and you've gone back down to your rooms, your little corner where all your rooms are.
Yeah.
Go on.
And
Yes.
yeah.
No, I said go on. Sorry.
Yeah. Right. And so before we all like go back to our rooms, unless Nim's already gone back to his,
No, I'm still here.
hey Nim.
Yeah.
So I remember how much the Kasharin mission affected you, so I made you something.
Oh.
And he just kind of flips this little cloth off of it and presents this little thing that looks almost like a bit of a straw or a stirring stick of some kind. And then he says, so I remember that whole thing with Hamid, and I figured maybe you would get some use out of this.
Hyatt.
We always get their name mixed up.
I do! Hyatt!
Sorry.
Hyatt!
We
Sorry.
don't speak of Hyatt in this party, but yes.
But yeah, just... I know things kind of went badly with Hyatt, and I figured you might want something like this. And, so it's magic. You just kind of stir it in whatever you're gonna drink, and it changes color to show you if there's poison in it or anything.
What does the design look like? You can discuss it later if you don't have an idea.
I'm trying to think of like how it would be.
We were trying to be vague as fuck during your session,
Yeah.
your part, so...
Yeah. Probably like some like... Just some like...
Make it
Almost like a bit of a vine-ish design, just kind of crawling up the shaft, just give it a little bit of extra cool.
Does it have a frog at the part where you hold it, like a cereal spoon?
Oh hell yeah, totally.
It's like this. Go on.
But yeah, so I figure as much as I'll still cast like detect poison for you if you want, I figured that, you know, this might be more convenient for you if you want.
Oh my goodness, Krillaz.
I made it during tutoring for you.
This is
And
so
let me
sweet.
And let me tell you, it was not easy.
I can imagine so. It's so sweet and thoughtful of you. Thank you.
Hey. Well, thanks. I'm glad you like it.
I'll keep this with me.
Oh,
And
come here, buddy.
Yeah, as he puts it away, guess what? He puts the goblin in his arms and hugs him tight.
Hey. Just pats
You're
him.
You're a sweet goblin.
Aw, thanks, dude.
Well, thank
You're
you.
a sweet guy.
Well, thank you.
Oh, that didn't load. That's weird.
Aw. Shit. I was gonna link a
But yeah,
character.
so this is something that I'd honestly been thinking about since like the end of the Kasharin mission, but I'd never really thought of like the best way to do it. So I figure, hey, well, we've got tutoring, let's do that. But yeah, so the idea was like just based on like, you know, that old like medieval thing where like people use silver spoons to check for poison, but also just an idea I got from Gray actually, where it's like just, you know, a straw or a stirring stick or whatever that changes color when you put it in something that's been drugged. Yeah. Figured a subtle approach might be best.
Alright.
And figured, yeah, making it into a straw or a stirring stick would make it stick out as little as possible.
Yeah.
And when anyone asks you, you just say, oh yeah, it's sentimental value.
I just like being fancy, you say as you're stirring your mimosa.
Yeah.
Listen, sometimes you go through a lot in life and you deserve to treat yourself like the king/queen/ruler that you are.
Oh, hell
and
yeah,
this is
dude.
how I am being lavish right now.
Yeah.
Well, we actually have one more thing to do with you guys.
Yeah, so... saying you've all gone to bed for a little bit, or at least retired to your rooms.
And I'm
Traylon.
snuggling my badge.
Traylon.
Yes.
Eventually there is a knock at your door.
Open up the door, crossbow drawn. Who is it?
You see Hamid looking down at you, being like, "Must you do this every time?"
Yes.
You know what they say? A man who sleeps with his machete is a fool for every night but one.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But he reaches into like his pocket and pulls out an envelope.
Oh, son of a bitch.
No. The mail ran late today, and this one is for you. And he hands it to you, and it's actually a rather thick envelope.
Oh boy.
Thick. You need 5
Double.
C's for that bit.
And
Almost
The
as many
handwriting-
C's as you need G's for Jag.
the handwriting on the front is from your mother.
What?
Alright. Did that pop up?
Yes.
It's a long letter. Sorry, I kind of got inspired.
I have not seen this letter pop up.
Is it on the Roll20?
I see it, yeah.
Hang on, it needs to probably load on our end.
Letter trailing from Elston.
Oh, show to players, damn it.
I can read it.
Hold on, I'm just gonna put it in all players' journals. Alright,
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
Alright. Traylon's a little hesitant to open it up, but, because, you know, he's had experience with, like, mailing bombs in the past, so...
Yeah, understandable.
Oh, that's so understandable. Yeah, okay. Wait.
At the very least, this prankster can't copy my mom's handwriting.
Yeah.
Dear Traylon, you may not get this letter for a while. The mail is slow here in Radiara, so I can only imagine how slow it will be traveling across Radiara and then across the ocean to get to you. Regardless, I hope you're doing well. You've been quiet ever since you left. I know that side-eyed remark, backhanded comment.
Yeah, my dad said that too.
We've been busy with orders every day. Father's been in the forge from dawn till dusk most days. I have to hire a part-time for us soon. Soon I have help but the slack. Plenty of dwarven lads here to offered to help. A bunch of them say they look up to you for how well you work in the forge and the tinkering skills. Oh, Traylon does feel a little bad, thinking, "Oh shit, that's right. I just kind of up and left my family with."
Trying to just leave.
Yeah, whoop.
You literally left your house. It's like, bye, Mom, I'm going to the academy, bye.
Bye.
Oh.
In hindsight, I was a little excited.
Yeah.
You were, yeah.
I got a letter from Alston the other day. Saw that.
Yeah.
He says that he's a member of the clergy now, and he's getting paid the big gold now. So he says he sent us some money already. Not taking no for an answer in the letter. I can't deny that it helped out a lot around here. So we're about to fix the windows we've been patching up for months now. I fixed those windows. They're perfectly fine. Saying I got shoddy work. How did they break this time, huh?
Yeah.
Speaking of Alston, he says the King of Radiara visited your academy. That must have been exciting. I trust you were on your best behavior. I'm kidding, but Alston's also said in his letter that the two of you got to hang out for the first time in years. He says that you also got some money courtesy of him. I imagine he didn't let you refuse it either. He seemed happy to see you, so it sounded in his letter. Lying little shite. But I know that's probably not how it went down. Yep, Mom knows.
Mom knows. Of course you do.
I know you don't approve of Aston's choices, and there was a time I felt the same. And Maybe you're Radiant citizens, but we might as well be tainted to the people of this capital. I begged him not to go when he announced his decision, but over time I learned to just accept his choice, no matter how much pain it brought us. Traylon, I want you to know that I am proud of you. I was just as scared for you as when you ran off with that elf prince to join the academy to save the world. I knew next to nothing about where you were going or how long you were going to stay or how everyone there may treat you. But I've learned recently that you've been helping out a lot of people. I won't say names, but we've got a few letters from the people who've helped out during your travels. And the way they sound so appreciative, I almost couldn't believe it. What do you mean I couldn't believe it? I help all the time. I never knew my little boy could grow up to such a hero, to be such a hero to these people.
I'll have to know.
These letters have gone on long enough now. Keep doing what you're doing. I know you'll do great things for the world. Love you. Love, Mom. P.S. Me and your father went through our files and found some old blueprints of Grandma's. We want to make better use of them. Alright, what's...
Oh.
What do we have here?
Alright.
Ha
I'll
ha,
say,
your mom loves you.
alright. I will say they included 4 blueprints in there. And actually, to like create a little intrigue, they are numbered with just the numbers 2, 5, 9, and 13.
Ooh.
And the ones that you took that you had in your possession already were just labeled 1 and 7. So we'll put that together for you later so you can keep track of it. So there are a few missing still.
These are some of old Grandma's schematics.
Yeah, they're definitely old, but definitely you can see where you got your tinkering mind from. There are even designs for 2 different types of turrets that you may be working on.
Ah, should beat me
Well,
to it.
inspiration. One is a standing turret, like you may have an idea for. The other one appears to have a propeller on it, but you'll have to look more in depth at that one later. But with that said, right, the fucking Valkyrie starts playing as all these little tiny flying turrets just go down. Yeah. But with that said, we will cut the session here.
Yeah.
Traylon then proceeds to make very loud tinkering noise throughout the rest of the night.
Inspired now. Yeah, I wanted to do something nice for Traylon because I do feel like he kind of hasn't got to do anything heartfelt, quote unquote, in a bit.
He's been very edgy and moody lately.
So nothing can kick that in the balls like a nice warm letter from your parents.
Yeah, kick those balls. Wait.
Also,
Yeah?
also, just for a little extra flavor,
Yeah.
I feel like the moment that Crudez hears like loud tinkering, he's just gonna cast plant growth
Why?
because he doesn't want to sleep through another night of like loud ass tinkering. So he's just gonna cast plant growth to make like either a soundproof barrier out of the plants that he's growing in his room, or just enough to just like put him in like a little cocoon of like plant tendrils.
We could do that. But I think we determined that the rooms are soundproof.
Yeah.
Yeah, you fussing at me when you're already in soundproof rooms.
Well, it doesn't
I
mean that Traylon
still
didn't.
heard it.
That doesn't mean Traylon went right up to Crudez's door and opened the card.
I heard it through those tiny holes in the walls trailing.
Also,
If I have to
also
deal with
funny thing.
if I have to deal with your pot smoke on a regular basis, you can deal with a little bit of noise.
I quit.
So
I'm
two
going
things. So for Gray,
Mm-hmm.
when Jesse first wrote that the schematics you got were numbered 2, 5, 9, and 13, I was like, are these like level capstones for being an arcane archer? And I was like, no. And I was like, damn, that would have been so perfect.
Didn't think about it until it was too late, but
Yeah, it was really cool idea, but it's still really cool to think about. And two, and I thought of this while you were reading it, but when you got to the part where it said it's like, I've just learned to accept his choice no matter how much it hurt us. In my mind, I was thinking Traylon says, well, time to kill her. Wait, fuck!
Mm. Oh no.
No.
Let me rephrase that. Well, time to kill him. Because you made our mother sad.
But yeah,
New toys.
I'm glad you guys enjoyed yourselves.
It was so cute.
Hmm.
I like that you even numbered it through the side quest. Like, if you want 3 and 4, you're gonna have to find the other ones yourself.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I will say probably Blueprint 1 is just like basic magic arrows that you
Yeah.
use on a daily basis.
It's probably the ones that were sent to Farendel to begin with.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
probably like the copy that your family held on to.
Yeah.
Aw.
Well, Lysander had one too, so
Yeah,
he had the original.
pretty
The
much.
original.
So, should I add Sentinel badge to my list of items?
Sure, if you want.
If you want, yeah.
Also, I'd like to point out real quick that, like, the intention of being vague as fuck during tutoring was actually more so not to tip off, Chris, but due to the way the rest of the session panned out, it kind of ended up having, like, an extra effect by just making Gray react.
I
Yeah.
legitimately...
I figured, hey, I'm gonna, like, just on the fly think of this, and then just run with it a little bit.
For a moment, I legitimately thought that you were doing all of this to spite him. Like, at some point, Traylon had snapped the last straw, and Crudez went into vengeance mode.
I was trying to make Gray think that it was, like, me that was, like, behind all of it by just being like,
Well, you
oh,
fooled
hey,
me. I
I
thought
need
it
to work
was
on
to get
another
on
thing.
Traylon.
yeah, no. Yeah. And literally the reason why he said, don't tell anyone, especially not Traylon, was literally just because the fact that, oh, hey, we're kind of at odds at the moment. Literally no other reason than that. He
Yeah.
was just being petty.
Well,
Yeah,
you
that
did
seems
get.
to happen a lot lately.
Yeah.
I'm going to
It-
make you two kiss and make up eventually. Or at least
Yes.
I mean, I'll do it if he decides to, like, go to bed at a reasonable hour.
And now you're just projecting on the player.
Yeah, but it's true though.
Alright.
I
think
get
we're
plenty
done
of
with-
sleep.
Mhm.
Alright.
Remind me,
yeah.
Will, what time do you normally go to bed when you don't have work? What time is it for you right now?
Shut up,
Anyways.
o'clock.
Let's end the video.
Yeah.
Yeah. Later.
Goodbye.
Next time,
Night.
your adventures.